Hey everybody, it's Mr. Greg here from the Kindergarten Smorgasbord, and the Mister is here, and it is time for the May edition of Submissions for Smorgie Live. So thank you to everyone who's joining us. We know it's a busy time of the year here at the end of the school year for a lot of us, so thanks for taking some time out of your night to join us. We're set up outside tonight, so we're hanging out on our patio. We've got a new camera, so we're playing with some new technology tonight. So let us know if we run into any issues. But hopefully it looks good. Hopefully it sounds good. And so tonight we're very excited to be joined by our friend Jeremy Chamberlain, who is the author and creator of Finn books, which are guided reading leveled readers that feature Jeremy's dog Finn in the story. I use these in my class with my kids, and the kids absolutely love them. They're fantastic books for guided reading. And so, Jeremy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we'll take care of some housekeeping stuff, and then we're going to talk to Jeremy for a few minutes about his books and about Finn and about reading.
So first of all, I just typed in the chat, but I want to tell you as well, you need to go ahead and enter tonight's giveaways. Go ahead and just get that out of the way right now. The best way to do that is just go to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com. You're going to click on the first blog post, which is Submissions for Smorgie Live. It's going to say May. Once you click into that blog post, you will see the link there to enter the giveaway. It's a big button. You can't miss it. You just have to enter your email address one time. Once you enter your email address, you're automatically entered in all of tonight's giveaways. We're going to be giving away 2 one-year subscriptions to ESGI software. Those are new subscriptions. So if you already have ESGI, you need to let us know so that we can pick another winner. We're also going to give away a $25 certificate to our tksstore.com. and a $45 prize pack from Finn Books. You're going to get all 9 of Jeremy's books. So again, you'll have to enter your email address one time. Go ahead and do that right now. kindergartensmorgasbord.com. Click on the first blog post. Once you go into the blog post, you'll see the button there. Enter your email address, and you're entered for all of tonight's giveaways.
All right, so head over to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com and get entered. And so let's get started. So Jeremy, tell us kind of how you got the idea to write the books and a little bit about your books.
Sure. I actually got the idea from doing guided reading lessons with the kids. What I was finding was there was kind of a mismatch between the text, either having good text in the books and the photographs or illustrations being a little off, or vice versa. And the kids, I found the kids were picking up on that, so that the text might be a little confusing for them, or the picture may not make sense. So I just kind of reached the point where I thought, I'm going to give it a shot and try to produce my own series. So I did, and discovered it's actually really hard to kind of concentrate on that core group of sight words and still create something that the kids are going to be enthused about. And that's where Finn came in.
And so what kind of dog is Finn?
Finn is a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier, so he doesn't shed, which is great. So allergy-wise, I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us a little bit about the books? Because I know there are several different stories. I know some of them, they're dinosaurs, and I think there are a couple about fruits and vegetables. So kind of just tell us a little bit about some of the books and what Finn does in the books.
Sure. So what I tried to do in each of the titles was in some way include some gentle humor for the kids. So like in the vegetable book, the vegetables are gigantic in comparison to Finn, which the kids find kind of funny. Or there's a level C book going out where Finn gets dressed in his winter clothing. And he looks kind of funny as he's doing that and kind of his antics. So as I was creating them, I can kind of hold them up here. One of the things I wanted to do was make sure, I know as a teacher myself, time is kind of limited. So I put the entire text on the back. So when you're looking to see what the text pattern is or sight words, you can just look at the back cover and the whole text is there. So you can see that quickly.
I like that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And it's actual photographs of Finn in the books, right?
Yes. Yep. My dad is actually a graphic designer. So he did all the design work for me, if you can see that. But he was really great about it. They're color coded for, depending on what level it's at. They're little dog biscuits for the page numbers. He did a lot of kind of fine detail work. We even, as far as the font went, I purchased a font to make sure it was appropriate for kindergarten. So, closed E's, not a lot of serif things happening, right. But very specific about the font, even the size of the text.
So people love the idea of the text on the back. And they want to know if you use a lot of the predictable or repeated text in the stories.
Right now, it's what I have in print is levels A through C. So it is in a level A, it's pretty predictable as far as the text patterns. Like the dinosaur book, you're basically seeing a change in the color of the dinosaur as you go through. So that, the kids do pick up on the predictability there. As you move on to a level C, you've got things that are still, pretty predictable. Finn's going to be getting dressed in this one. So in each page, you're going to see that little item of clothing as you go. And this also has the return sweep where you've come to the end of the line and the kids have to go to the next line to keep reading.
So do they come with plans?
They don't have plans right now. They're standalone. I have been putting materials up on finbooks.com that are eventually, they will have things that will help to supplement them. I have had people write to Finn. That's on the website. If you write to him, he'll write back. Individual students or the classroom. And there are things on there about like Valentine cards. If you want, Valentine cards with Finn, we've got those up there for free. But we're adding free resources all the time.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any plans? This question from Brittany. Do you have any plans to write for higher levels?
Right now we have D, E, and F in the works. It's just a matter of getting them to the printer and getting them out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I would say again, I use the books in my classroom, and the kids love them. And they especially love that Finn is real, and so I've told them that this is Finn, and he's a real dog, and this is he belongs to Jeremy, who wrote the books, and so the kids love that. They love the photographs. They've been a great asset in our classroom. So definitely make sure you check out Finn Books for your classroom, and it's finbooks.com. I think you will love them. I know the kids do, and now next year I'm going to have my kids write to Finn. Right. Because he writes back. How awesome is that? That's cool.
He writes back. He even has a little paw print that he signs off with.
Yeah. So, I know that Greg's kids love our dogs. Like, they're constantly asking about them. And I was actually in the classroom today, and they wanted to know how Lulu was and if they were going to get to swim with Lulu. And so I think having that connection with an animal like that that's real is huge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm finding the letters I'm getting, the kids are making those connections. I've got one letter that's actually online from a kiddo who he basically told his teacher, Finn is crazy. Why is he, trying to eat oranges or apples when, he really wants dog cookies? But the kids are picking up on the humor and really enjoying it.
So Caitlin wants to know how you write to Finn.
If you go to finbooks.com, there'll be a little link of resources or extras, and it'll have the address to write to him. So just send him a letter or card or what have you, and he'll write back. If you want to do it via email, it's info@finbooks.com.
Okay. So can your books be purchased just at finbooks.com, or can they also be purchased on Amazon or other places? Right now, it's just through finbooks.com. Okay.
It can be a purchase order or credit card, whatever is easier for teachers.
Okay. So let's switch gears. We have about 5 minutes left with you. So maybe give us one of your favorite reading strategies, or talk about, getting your kids excited about reading. One of the things I hear from teachers a lot is that it's hard sometimes to get kids excited about reading in books. So maybe share a couple of ideas or strategies that you use in your classroom, other than Finn Books, of course,
to get your kids excited about reading and books?
Sure. One of the things I tell parents at the beginning of the year is if my students leave the classroom in the spring with a love of reading, we've done our job. And one of the ways we do that is we study picture books year round. So doing author studies, illustrator studies, and by the end of the year, we have the kids create their own picture book. So this is actually just a hardcover blank book we got from a company online. The kids have learned at this point all about things like book jackets. These are the end papers, the gutter, just all the book terminology. And as they're reading things like Brown Bear, or Goodnight Moon, they're taking all these little pieces and then applying them to their own picture book. And the nice thing is it's a keepsake that they bring home then at the end of the year. And it's even got a little bio with a photo of them and then a little blurb down below.
I love it.
So they really get invested. I've had parents come in and say, you know, I took Billy to the library and he kept pointing to a book saying it was by so-and-so. And you know, come to find out, he'd never seen the book. It was new, but he was able to identify it because of the style and the work we'd done in class. So the kids are really, they're just so enthusiastic about, you know, the books that we share with each other.
So I have a question about the books that you all do.
Yeah.
Do they work on those like all year long? Are they constantly adding to it, or is it more of an end of the year type project?
We try to do it mid-year, really get started with them. We have done them toward the end, but because it's a 32-page book, just like a regular picture book, it involves me doing a lot of gluing, which we don't want to end up doing, just because it time-wise, we can't fit it all in. But we try to do a combination of drawings. So here's a poem. Here are my hands with a illustration one of the kids did of themselves. But then we also do photographs. So we might do Little Miss Muffet and have the kids pose with a spider that we've drawn in the background.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So can you maybe share some of your favorite read aloud, some of your favorite picture books that you use in your class?
Sure. Usually one of my favorites, and I think it's just because of the area I teach, I'm in Western Mass. So we have the Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Design is right down the road from us. So Eric Carle's one of my favorites. So Brown Bear. I also like Little Pig Joins the Band, which is by David Hyde Costello. We've actually had him come into the classroom to work with the kids, and he's been fantastic, sharing his whole process as far as the writing process and then the design process for illustrating. So he's been great. And actually another resource we have that's connected with the museum is it's a book called Reading Picture Books with Children, and it's written by Megan Lambert. She's online as well. You can find her on Twitter and on social media, but it basically will take you through how to use picture books in kind of a whole classroom approach with the kids. So it's a great resource. I'd highly recommend that.
I'm going to check that one out.
Definitely.
So I have a few questions here. This one is from, hold on, let me find it. From Brittany again. What grade level do you work with, Jeremy?
I've been teaching kindergarten now for, I think this is my 15th year.
Okay, wow, awesome.
Way to go, man, kindergarten teachers.
This one is from Jennifer. She wants to know if you have any ideas for engaging pre-K students in guided reading.
With using Finbook, I've actually taken them into some preschools in the area. The things that you can do are look for actual props from whatever book series you're using. Just as an example, with the dinosaur book I might bring out the colored dinosaurs and have the kids do an activity with those. Maybe retell the story or make predictions about the story. but try to make it hands-on as we're leading up to actually reading the books.
This question is from pre-K teachers. She wants to know if you have any ideas on how to get parents involved and read to their children.
One of the things we do right at the beginning of the year is we purchase a whole lot of those cardboard magazine boxes that you store your magazines in. And we send one home that's been decorated by the children. And we talk to the parents about finding a spot for that at home, maybe in the bedroom or in the living room, but using that for the kids to store their reading materials, whether that be magazines or library books or books we're sending home, and then helping encourage the parents to make use of that, and you know, they know where the books are, as well as teaching the kids how to care for books.
That's the last question I have here. There was one other question about the author, but we got that answered in the chat. So Male Kindergarten Teacher is here. Chad from Male Kindergarten Teacher is helping me out in the chat. Thank you very, very much, Chad. You're always super helpful.
Again, everybody check out finnbooks.com and check out Jeremy's books featuring his dog Finn. Again, I have them in the classroom. They're fantastic books. They're engaging. The kids love them. They're great for guided reading. So check them out at finnbooks.com, and head over to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com and enter the giveaway, and it's starting to rain.
It'll be all right.
So I want to say a big thank you to Jeremy for joining us tonight. And I think Jeremy's going to hop into the chat, so if you want to ask him any other questions, he'll be in the chat. So Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing Finn with the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, bye. All right, everybody, say bye to Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
All right, so there are a few large raindrops that are falling on us right now, but I'm looking at the radar and it shows nothing. So I'm hoping it's just a cloud that's full of some moisture that is just going to drop on us for a second.
If you notice us jump up and run, just hang with us. We'll just turn the cameras around and move to the covered
the one night we decided to go outside.
We even checked the weather a few minutes ago, and it said no rain for like 2 hours. The radar was perfectly clear, and now it's literally raining on us and all of our equipment.
All right, so I'll try to focus here. I won't forget. So don't forget that someone is going to win a prize pack tonight from Jeremy, Finn Books. Someone's going to win all 9 of his books. That's a $45 value, and the way you're going to win that is in tonight's giveaway. We've had a few people asking some questions on how to enter the giveaway, so I'm actually going to pick up my computer, bring it over, and show you what it looks like. So when you go to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com, remember, move slow. This is what it looks like at the kindergartensmorgasbord.com. You're going to scroll down. Actually, the best thing to do is click on blog right here. See, I clicked on blog. Once you click on blog, the very first blog post is right here. Submissions for Smorgie Live, May edition. You're going to go into that blog post. I'm not sure if you can see all the rain that's on my computer right now. When you get there, you're going to scroll down. And bam, right here is the giveaway. You're going to enter by email. So you just click on enter by email, put in your email address, and click enter. And you are entered for all of tonight's giveaways. So hopefully that helps. Anyone that's having any issues in getting entered in tonight's giveaways.
Hopefully it stops raining soon.
I mean, it's just little, just big drops.
So, all right. So, welcome to Submissions for Smorgie Live and live broadcasting in the outdoors as we get wet because it's raining.
All right. So, what questions do you guys have? Actually, there was one from earlier. Oh, and we forgot to mention the free shipping.
Oh, okay. So, Jeremy has offered free shipping on for anyone who orders from Finn Books through the end of May, so through the end of this month. If you use the code SMORGIE when you order, you'll get free shipping. So, and that's good through the end of the month. So head over to finnbooks.com, grab yourself some guided reading books featuring Finn, and use the code SMORGIE, and that will give you free shipping. So thank you, Jeremy, for that.
So that's SMORGIE. Sorry, I have to wipe my computer off here so that my mouse will work. Okay. And it's stopping. Hopefully. All right, guys, let's get those questions going. What questions do you have for Mr. Greg tonight? There was one when we first got started.
And we know you always have lots of questions, so fire away. I know it's the end of the year, and I know we're all overloaded, but I know you still have lots of questions, so ask away.
So Brittany said after the live show, she tried your process for teaching sight words. Unfortunately, her kiddos still aren't retaining sight words. Can you talk about your sight word activities?
So I'll quickly go through the Sight Word 60 routine. And you can go to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com and get lots of details on the Sight Word 60 routine. Or you can come join us at an Elevate conference, and we really dive into Sight Word 60 at our Elevate conferences. So the way it works is Monday, introduce the words. Tuesday and Wednesday, the kids use the word in a sentence. Thursday, we do the grid. Friday, we play a game or do a little activity with the sight words. And I think it's important to remember, because what I see happening a lot on Facebook and a lot of teacher groups that I'm in is somebody will ask for, what do you all use to teach sight words, or how do you teach sight words? And I'll see in the comments people sharing games and videos and songs, which are fantastic. But what we have to remember is that we have to explicitly teach the words before we can practice them with games and activities and videos and songs. And that's what Sight Word 60 does, is it really explicitly teaches the sight words, and then we can do all the fun games and activities. So Brittany, make sure you're giving them lots of exposures, and then make sure that you're doing them in small groups or guided reading. So when my kids come to the guided reading table, the first minute is a quick sight word review, and we quickly go through the 4 words for the week, and then I've pulled out some sight words from whatever guided reading books we're using with that group, and then centers. So the kids are getting lots of independent practice during centers as well. So they're really kind of constantly exposed to the sight words in Sight Word 60, guided reading, and centers. We also send home a sight word list, and I actually send our list home multiple times a year, so the kids have it at home and they can practice with their families. So really just keeping them exposed, constant practice with them will make a big impact.
From Caitlin, what does your schedule look like throughout the day? How long do you spend on reading and math, etc.?
All right, so our schedule this year is the kids come in at 7:30, and we have a 30-minute arrival window. So from 7:30 to 8 o'clock, the kids are arriving. We eat breakfast in the classroom, so they're eating breakfast, they're doing their journals. Then from 8 to 8:20, we do morning meeting. Then 8:20 until 10:45 is literacy. And part of that is used for art projects because we integrate science and social studies. So we're able to have a little block of time at the end of our literacy for some art projects, and that's when we do a lot of our art stuff. And then we go to lunch from 10:55 to 11:25. 11:25 till 11:55 or so, 11:45 is recess. Then we have an hour of RTI, and then an hour of specials, then an hour of math, and then we have our dance party at the end of the day, and we dismiss. And I will say, having math at the very end of the day has been a horrendous struggle for us this year. And I've already seen our schedule for next year, and math is no longer at the end of the day. So I'm very excited about this. And you can go to the website, thekindergartensmorgasbord.com, and you can find, we've posted the daily schedule. I think it's in the resource center, right? Yes, okay. Yeah. So go to the resource center, and you can actually find a detailed breakdown of the schedule.
Yep. So when you go to the resource center, you're just going to scroll down, and as you scroll down, you'll see lesson plans, and then you'll see the daily schedule, and you'll see the year-long schedule as well. This message is from Jennifer. What books do you recommend for summer reading, personal and professional development reading?
We're frozen. I hope we're still live.
No, it's frozen. Here.
Microphone is still working.
That's what happened earlier at school when we were doing the glitter bombs. They could still hear, but they couldn't see. on talking. We're still live, Chad says.
Oh, okay.
Yep, go.
Okay, so personal and professional books. I just started Teach Like Finland, so I'm 2 chapters in, and so far I'm really liking it. I always recommend Jan Richardson's guided reading books. They're fantastic for guided reading. The Wild Card by Hope and Wade King is great for just kind of outside of the box, inspirational type reading. A couple of others that I've read recently. I don't mind the blank. But those are some for professional. Personal, I haven't really found any yet for the summer for personal reading, but I will definitely be looking for some. So I'll share those on social media.
Sorry, I'm gathering questions here. I don't like that we're frozen. Everybody can hear us,
but they can't see us.
Just can't see us for whatever reason. Hopefully it'll come back. It just randomly came back earlier. This question is from Marina. #1 tip or teacher hack, not glue sponges. Somebody asks that every time now, it seems like.
#1 teacher hack.
I wonder if it was because of the rain.
Maybe.
As it's starting to sprinkle again.
#1 teacher hack. So something that I started doing this year that has helped me, and this is going to sound kind of silly and crazy, but I put in an ink pen in my teacher mailbox. Because, you know, you always go to your mailbox and there's always random forms and papers that just need a signature or need something like filled out, and then it has to be turned in. And so I keep an ink pen in my mailbox, and so when I grab those forms out, I already have a pen handy, and I can just fill out the form and turn it right back in, so I don't even have to carry it to my classroom and transport it back and forth.
This question is from Diantha Harston. She says she's getting the assessing tool. I assume she's talking about ESGI. She says, do you recommend getting it now or waiting until closer to August?
I would get it now so that you can start playing with it here at the end of the year, start kind of getting an idea of how to use it. Then you can even play with it over the summer and get really used to it so you're ready to go when the school year starts.
This is from Miss Cassandra. What is your perspective on retention? Meaning repeating a year.
So, in our district, we unfortunately cannot retain anyone. And my opinion is that I think there are kids that have benefits. And every year, I always have 1 or 2 that I always wish that I could keep for another year. Because I feel like if I could keep them for another year, they would really be on solid footing, and they would be successful in 1st grade and beyond. So I think for some kids it works. I think it's a viable solution for the right kids. So if I had the option, I would definitely do it with at least 1 or 2 kids every year.
This one's from Carrie Boop 19. If you have a year where you need a behavior system, what do you use? Do you focus on positive versus negative?
Always focus on positive versus negative, with or without a behavior system. I see it every day. You know, I can say to somebody, don't do that, and then, you know, they keep doing it. And, you know, I can say to someone, oh, I like how you're standing in line, and immediately you'll see everybody in line straighten up and put their hands behind their back. The positive just tends to be much more effective for our kids. And I know this is going to get some hate thrown at me, but in the past, I've used the clip chart. And if I were to pull out a behavior system, if I needed something in my classroom, that would be what I go to. Can it be used to shame kids? Absolutely. But so can PBIS, so can Class Dojo, so can, you know, red cards, yellow cards, green cards. Anything can be used to shame kids, but guess what? It's all in how it's used. So I use the clip chart because I like that it's fluid, and it gives the kids the opportunity, you know, if they're struggling, it gives them the opportunity to turn around and fix it. Just like adults. Like if I wake up in the morning, like this morning, one of my kids first thing this morning threw up on the carpet. So that was not a great way to start the day, kind of ruined my morning, but I was able to turn it around and we had a great day. And so our kids need that opportunity. And so that's what I like about the clip chart, is that very visual support for the kids. that fluid movement so they can go up and down as needed. And I really try to be very positive with the clip chart. And it's posted in the back of the room in the back corner, so it's not out front for everybody to see. I try to be, if a kid has to move down or move up, I go and kind of whisper it to them and have them move their clips. It's not a big announcement in front of everybody. So I use a clip chart, and so that would be my go-to.
All right, so they still can't see us. I just asked in the chat. Questions are still coming in, but they can't see us. So here's my question. Do we want to stop and restart the broadcast? If so, everyone will just have to log back in if we do that. I don't know how else to fix what's happening, because I have no idea what's happening.
Hold on. Tell them to give me a second. Talk about the giveaway.
All right, guys. So while Greg is trying to figure out what the heck is going on with our picture here, there are a few questions in here that I can't answer. One of the questions is, how much is the SGI? The SGI is $199 for a 1-year subscription. If you use the code Smorgie, that's SMORGIE, if you use that code, then you will get $40 off your first year subscription. It's only good for your very first subscription. So first-time subscribers, use the code Smorgie and you'll save $40. And then after that, it's $199 per year. Some others are asking about the giveaway. So the way the giveaway works, I'll explain it again so you guys can go and get entered for that. We're going to start doing those giveaways here shortly. So you're going to go over and get that, get entered for it right away. But all you're going to do is go to the kindergartensmorgasbord.com. Again, that's kindergartensmorgasbord.com. Click on blog. Once you click on blog, the very first blog post you're going to see is it's called Submissions for Smorgie Live May Edition. Click on that blog post. When you go in there, you're going to see, hey, hopefully we're back.
We are back, but we had to switch cameras.
Oh, okay. So once you go into the blog post, oh, we are back. I see it on my screen now.
Okay. Sorry about that, y'all.
You'll see down toward the bottom, it's going to say enter by email. You're going to click enter by email in your email address there, and you're automatically entered for all 3 of tonight's giveaways. So if you still can't find the blog post, because some people, when they click on blog, they're not seeing the post, have no idea why that's happening. That happened last month as well. If that happens, if you go to the search, just type Submissions Live in the search, and it's going to pull it up for you for sure. Everyone has found it that way. So we're going to have to figure out another way to do these giveaways instead of like this, because it's too difficult. It's 2 months in a row now we've been into this. But that's how you enter. So go on and do that now. We have about 10 minutes left for the giveaways, and we have 47 people who have entered. We have 77 people watching. So if you haven't entered, be sure to go and do that. Here's the one caveat you have to know about the giveaways, though. You have to be present to win, and you have to be in the chat, meaning you have to be able to type in the chat box. So if you've not been participating in the conversation so far, hop into the conversation. Say something in there. Just say hi, say something so that you know how to type in the chat box. Last month we ran into, and it happens every now and then, where the person wins isn't in the chat or can't figure out how to type in the chat, and so they don't get their prize, and then they end up contacting us later, either via email or something, and they tell us, hey, I couldn't get in the chat. I was there, but I couldn't figure out how to type to you. So be sure that you know how to type to us. The way you're going to do that is make sure you're logged into your YouTube account. You can do that with your Gmail account if you have Gmail, right? Because YouTube is Google. Yep. So, all right. So people typing hi, and Kim said, "Tell them this isn't Twitter." It isn't Twitter.
Twitter's scary.
Yeah, it's too instant. And everybody's out there. All right. So let's go back to the questions then.
Now you can see us.
Yeah, it's
Sorry
blurry,
about that.
but you can see us. See, very blurry. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah.
All right, so this question is from Brittany again. What does a plan for small groups look like? How long do they run? What do you cover? And do you meet every kid every day?
So our guided reading groups or small groups generally run from about 10 to 15 minutes. The 10 minutes was, early in the year. We try to build up to the 15 minutes. I do try my best to see every kid every day. Doesn't always happen, but I really do strive for that. I think it's very important. So we follow Jan Richardson as our guided reading guru. So we start each group with a quick sight word review, and then we jump right into reading a book. And then, of course, as they're reading, I'm listening to them and working with them on some good reading strategies. And then at the end, we'll do a little comprehension. Then we'll do a quick little lesson on a decoding strategy or a comprehension strategy or a reading strategy. And then at the end, we do some word work. And so that's kind of the pattern that we follow pretty much every day. And as far as books, depending on the group and how they're doing with the books, they might read the same book for the whole week. And some groups might do 2 books a week. And so it depends. If they're really good and strong and fluent with the book, Wednesday or Thursday, I'll give them a new book. And so we'll have 2 books in a week. But generally, I stick with 1 book a week. Part of that is because most of my students are EL. And so I really like to give them that confidence at the end of the week of really being able to read those books.
This question is from Caitlin. How do you structure your literacy block?
So it kind of goes like this, and you can find a couple of videos here on YouTube and on the blog and on Facebook of what it looks like. But we sing, we do our letter sound chart, we do sight words, we do a poem and emergent reader. Then we'll do our TKS boot camp for phonics. And then we will do our read aloud and, a graphic organizer, a thinking map, usually part of one of our TKS research projects. And then the kids will do some independent tasks. Usually it's either going to be phonics related or they're going to be writing based on the research project. And once we get to that independent part, then that's when I start pulling small groups. When they're done with, every time a raindrop falls, we're like,
it's looking a little dark back that way. I can't just tell if it's starting to get dark outside or what.
And so once they're done with their independent work, then they can head off into their centers.
It says rain starting in 3 minutes, but I don't see anything. Okay. This is definitely a live broadcast tonight, right?
We should go get umbrellas. Just hold them up.
This one's from Kristen. I really want to do less whole group teaching and more small group teaching. What videos, books, or trainings, etc., do you recommend for me over the summer?
Check out our blog and our Facebook and YouTube, because what I just described is called our morning literacy routine. And the reason I started doing that is just for that very reason. I wanted more time in small groups and one-on-one. And so that morning literacy routine, the singing, the sight words, the phonics, the poem, and the emergent reader, takes about 15 to 20 minutes. The 20 minutes is on Monday and Tuesday, but by the end of the week, it's down to about 15 minutes. The read aloud part of our morning takes about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. So out of our 2-hour reading block, you're looking at about 30 minutes or so, maybe 40 minutes of whole group instruction. The rest of the time is all small groups, one-on-one, and centers. There are some books. I think Debbie Diller has a book about making the most of small groups. So that's a good one. But really look at your whole group and really make it something that moves along. And remember, your whole group activities and lessons don't have to be big, huge lessons. They can be, very quick, short mini lessons, because we do so much repetition that you don't have to spend a lot of time on those whole group lessons. And that's kind of what we do is, we read our poem, we move on. We read the emergent reader, move on. Sight word 60 every day takes about 3 or 4 minutes, move on. So check out some of those videos. Go to the blog and you can type in morning literacy routine and you'll kind of see the breakdown of that and kind of what it looks like.
This is from Patricia. Earlier you were talking about sight words, and she wants to know, do you test sight words cumulatively, or do you test 4 and then move on to the next 4?
cumulatively. So we test them every 9 weeks, but thanks to the amazing power of ESGI, you can assess your sight words on the fly. And so we have to do them at the end of the 9 weeks for report cards. But with ESGI, I'm able to grab my iPad or my laptop, sit down with the kids, and assess their sight words, whenever I want, because it only takes a few minutes. So I do them every 9 weeks, but I'm also doing them sporadically throughout that 9 weeks to keep an eye on how the kids are doing, how they're retaining the words, and looking for some of those words that we need to target.
And speaking of ESGI, you can sign up for your own free trial using the code SMORGIE. That's SMORGIE. You can do that by clicking on the partners link at kindergartensmorgasbord.com, and then click on ESGI. It's going to take you to the page. You can sign up for a free trial there, get 60 days free, and then save $40 off your first year subscription. And someone is getting ready to win 1 year for free. We're going to do that right now. So let's see who the winner is.
So it's esgisoftware.com. Use the code SMORGIE. That gets your 60-day free trial and will save you $40 off of the subscription.
Our first winner is Brittany Banks.
Yay,
Hi, Brittany, I know that you're here. You've been chatting tonight. So just type that you're here in the chat. You've won 1 free year of ESGI. If you already have it, please be sure to let us know that, Brittany, so that we can give you something else, and we will draw another name for ESGI. So, Brittany, I see that you're here. Yes. And do you already have ESGI, or are you ready to try it out for a year for free? So let us know that in the chat as well. That would be great. I don't have it, but I wanted to try. Excellent.
Woo!
All right, Brittany. So ESGI will be in touch on how to claim your free 1 year. Congratulations, Brittany.
And thank you, ESGI, for being great supporters. They have sponsored every Submissions for Smorgie Live from the very beginning more than 3 years ago. They have. They've been here from the beginning through the technical difficulties, the meltdowns, the rain.
Yes. And they actually, sometimes they will join us for our live chats. They used to always join us. And we had a long break, like when we moved into the new house. We had several months where we didn't do these live feeds. And so we've kind of fallen out of the habit of having them here. But hopefully they'll join us again, and they can answer your questions about ESGI in the chat. All right, so let's get back to some questions. Actually, here's a good one. This is from Patricia Caldwell. What kindergarten screening do you do at the beginning of the year?
We don't. We use ESGI and assess our kids on uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and beginning sounds, and numbers, counting, and shapes. And we just use that ESGI data as our beginning of the year baseline. We also, the state of Tennessee requires us to do the kindergarten entrance inventory, which we do as well. And it kind of covers a whole range of academics and social and emotional behaviors. So we also do that. But the one that really gives us some good hard data on the kids is we just use ESGI.
This question's from Valerie, and this is a good question. So you eat lunch with your class every day.
Yes.
You've done a blog post about that recently. We've
Yes.
shared it a few times and been talking about it recently. Valerie said that her teammate and her have been discussing eating lunch with the class. Have you done this in your room so it is only your class? And when in the year do you start eating with them?
So I start eating with them on the first day of school, and I eat with them every single day. I don't have to. The state of Tennessee, by law, we have a 30-minute duty-free lunch. So I choose to eat with my kids, and it really has become our favorite part of the day. It's one of the things that has made the biggest impact on classroom management, because we're bonding, we're building those relationships, and those relationships are the foundation of everything that's happening in the classroom. So we start on day 1. I eat lunch with the kids. We're gonna have to move, aren't we? Yeah. All right. So bear with us. We're gonna turn around so we can get under the patio, but I'll keep talking.
It's gonna be real quick and simple.
So I do eat with my kids.
I got this. You go ahead.
I eat with them every single day in the cafeteria. I would love, 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 love to be able to go to the classroom and eat with them. But the problem is that our classroom is really far away from the cafeteria. And so it would be a a big, huge burden. It would take us forever, especially at the beginning of the year, to get all of the kids with their trays.
We're not using this at all, right?
No, to the room, and in a timely manner. By the time we got up there, lunch will be over. Half of us would have dropped our trays and have to go back. So I do eat in the cafeteria with the kids. So one of the things that you have to adjust to and you have to learn with eating in the cafeteria is that you have to remember that you're there for your kids and you're there to bond with your kids and eat with your kids. You start to learn to block out everything else. Because what was happening was I would feel the need to get up and kind of take care of things that were happening, and I was losing the that bonding time with the kids. And so I have learned now to just really focus on my kids. And here's the thing: I know not everybody wants to give up their lunch. I get that. We need time with our colleagues. We need quiet time. Totally get that. But if you don't want to do it every day, at least do it once a week. Maybe as a special Friday treat. Like, do something, it's different, it's fun. And I say this, what's one thing that we as adults love to do with our friends? We love to go to dinner, or we love to have people over and we sit around the table and we eat and we talk and we bond. And that's how we grow our friendships. And so that's what we're doing when we eat with our kids.
That was easy.
That was fun.
Ta-da! All right.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, y'all.
Yeah, thanks for putting up with the
rain,
live shenanigans tonight.
The camera's not working. But now we're under the cover on our patio. So,
another good question. How do you handle those challenging students who you have built a great relationship with, but still have bad days?
Everybody has bad days. I have bad days.
It's thundering.
The Mister has bad days.
Amen.
And so something I think that we tend to forget sometimes, and I'm guilty of this as much as everybody else, is we forget that they're 5 and they're kids and they're under a lot of stress and we're working incredibly hard. We have these crazy high expectations.
Good thing that we moved in.
It's pouring. So when one of my kids is having a bad day, it usually becomes lots and lots of conversation. I'll say, hey, do you need a nap? Are you hungry? What happened at home? So it's really about, because we have those great relationships, it's really about being able to sit them down and talk to them and figure out what's going on. And you know what? If they need a nap, I let them go take a nap. If they need a break from me and they want to go to another classroom, I let them go to another classroom. And so we just have to remember that they're 5 and we're all human and we all have bad days, and we just have to sometimes let them work through those bad days. And sometimes they just need some space or some guidance, or they just need to talk. And the great thing about those relationships is that they're comfortable talking to us, and they'll tell us what they need or what's going on, and so we can really help them.
So can you guys still hear it? Because it is absolutely boring. I have no idea how loud that is for you on your end, but it's really loud here. So, and yeah, she does my dog. Yeah, hanging out. She heard the thunder, and thunderstorms terrify her, so she's trying to get as close to us as she can. That's good though.
Oh, and you can feel the temperature just went. Whoa.
This question is from Kristen Hayes. I love doing fun and engaging things in my class, and I'm definitely inspired by you. How do you handle teammates that don't feel the same way or who just aren't willing?
It's okay. Everybody's different. We all do our own things, and that's what makes us unique and special. And so you go in your classroom and you do what you want to do. You do what's working for you and your kids, and don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Keep sharing your ideas. Keep talking about the fun and the success, the results, and hopefully you'll get them encouraged to try it. But you can't get hung up on the adults, because at the end of the day, it's not about the adults. It's about the kids. So don't let them interfere with what you're doing, and just keep being awesome and keep doing fun stuff with your kids. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
This question's from Ben. When you're doing reading centers, are you using a reading curriculum or something else?
So we have journeys in our district, but we're not required to use it. We have a scope and sequence from our district that we follow. So when the kids are in centers, what they're using are all of the centers that I've created and that we've created at the TKS. So that's what the kids are using, along with our DIY stuff that we share a lot here on social media. So nothing in the centers comes from a curriculum. It's all stuff that I've created.
This question's from Hey Jesse. Hey Jesse.
Hey Jesse.
How do you keep the kids from breaking the crayons? The crayons in my table caddies are little and broken.
You don't. They're 5. They break things. They lose things. They eat things. They put things in their nose. They pull pencils out of their underwear. True story. It happens. One of the things that I found that kind of shifts the ownership of the materials and kind of helps with some of that is from the very beginning of school is I tell my kids that it's not, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, that it's not my, what else could go wrong tonight? It's not my classroom.
Let's get puke like Nyla did.
Oh, God. It's not my classroom, but it's your classroom, and it's our classroom, and it's not my stuff, but it's our stuff, and everything in this classroom belongs to all of us. And so when you break the crayons, then Mr. Greg is not upset with you, but your friends are upset with you. And when we break stuff and tear stuff up and we lose stuff, we don't have any more stuff to do fun learning and to play fun games and to have fun. And then school won't be fun. So I shift the burden and the ownership to the kids. And I have found that to be huge because once they realize that it's theirs and they own it, then they take better care of it. But at the end of the day, they're 5 and things happen and things are going to get broken. And it's just not, I just don't think it's something to really stress over. We'll talk about responsibility and taking care of things. You know, we're having those conversations all year long, but it's not something that I think we can stress over too much.
From Kristen Wick, what family engagement events has your school hosted that have been successful?
So we have good family involvement at our school. We're very blessed, but we'll do we do a fall carnival, which is huge. We do in the winter, spring, we do a family literacy night, which is always very successful. We do a chocolate sale. We sell chocolate candy bars as a fundraiser in February. It is epically successful. Like it blows my mind. Like they just announced the total from this year, and it still blows my mind that we sell that much candy. It's amazing. So we're lucky. We have Meet the Teacher Night, open house. Those are also big. In our classroom, what we do every year is we have Bring Your Family to School Day, where the families get to come in and they actually work with their kids in their centers. So when the families come in, the kids get the families, they take them to whatever center they're working on, and the kids teach the families how to do the center, and they do it together. It's super easy. There's nothing to set up other than sending a note home, inviting the families. And every year we get 95% of the families to show up. It's amazing. The kids absolutely love it. And I love that it gets all the families in. They really have a good understanding of what we do in our classroom. And the kids get to be the teachers and the leaders. And it was really no prep work for me.
So Marina said that she has peers. I have that peers get too upset when their classmates for breaking their community supplies. What suggestions?
Again, it's lots of conversations, lots of talking. You know, accidents happen. You know, it's okay to be upset, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a crayon. And guess what? We have more crayons. So just lots of conversations. And, you know, our school, we're a model school for social emotional learning. So we talk a lot about coping mechanisms and things that we can do to calm down and not be so upset. So, you know, just lots of conversations. Because they're 5 and we know how things, they get a little dramatic about the littlest things. You know, somebody looked at them, somebody breathed on them. Has cancer the same as mine, you know. So we have to talk them down. Because a lot of them, they don't know how to react and cope. And so just kind of have to talk to them and let them know, yeah, things get broken. It's okay. You can be upset, but now we're moving on.
So as the chat has went on tonight and I've been watching in the chat room, some of you have been talking about Elevate. And you see I'm sporting my Elevate t-shirt tonight. So we had someone that came to Elevate Chattanooga. We have people talking about coming to Elevate Cincinnati and Elevate Boston. Chad, the male kindergarten teacher, is actually going to be at Elevate Boston. And Jeremy, who was just on tonight, He's going to be at Elevate Boston, so he can be there. You can meet him. So if you're looking for a conference for this summer, Elevate is the place to be.
It is the place to be.
So Cincinnati is coming up on June 9th, so that's, what, like 25 days away, less than 25 days now. Registration is closing for that this week. So if you're interested in Elevate Cincinnati, you need to get registered right now at elevateyourclassroom.com. Boston is coming up on July 21st, where you're going to see Chad from El Kindergarten Teacher. You're going to see Jeremy from Finn Books. And I saw that you guys were just talking about the Teaching Texan and his planner. Notice I said the Teaching Texan. So he's going to be in Boston as well. He's going to be there with his planners. You can see them in person, and you can actually buy them right there. So come and join us in Boston for Elevate. That's on July 21st. Get your tickets. You're going to go to elevateyourclassroom.com. Click on the conference of your choice. There's Boston, Cincinnati, Orlando is coming up on October 27th, and then San Diego is in March of next year. So we hope to see you soon at one of our Elevate conferences. You'll get a t-shirt like this for free. It's included in your registration, as well as 2 meals, as well as 4 sessions. You'll get a ton of swag. You'll get we do tons of giveaways. We do give away
it's crazy how much we give away.
It's crazy. We shouldn't give away that much stuff, but we do. What else do you get? You'll have a question and answer with Mr. Greg, much like what we're doing right here, but you get to do that in person.
Lots of research-based best practices.
Yes.
So hopefully you're going to walk away with new ideas and strategies. And really, the day is really meant to be inspiring and uplifting. And so hopefully when you leave, you feel pumped up and ready for another school year.
And some of our other friends are going to be there. ESGI is going to be there. So we've been talking about ESGI tonight. So if you're near one of these cities and you want to see ESGI in person yourself before you do the trial, come to Elevate. You can see exactly how it works. They're going to be there. They'll show you how to use it. You can sign up this summer for your 60-day free trial and have it when you go back to school in the fall. Also, Alive Studios is going to be there. You've seen Greg use Alive Studios in his classroom with Letters Alive and Math Alive. Students love getting to know the Zoo Crew, so they're going to be there with us. Who else is coming? The Teaching Texan. Sit Spots may be joining us, so you've maybe seen Sit Spots in our classroom. They might be there as well. We're still waiting on Boston, so just going to be a ton of fun. We hope that you'll come and join us for Elevate this summer. Again, you can get more information at elevateyourclassroom.com, see all the sessions, and sign up to register right there at elevateyourclassroom.com.
And we've been in the planning stages of a new little opening ceremony for Elevate Cincinnati, so I'm super excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to it. It's a blast. I love it. If you're coming to Cincinnati, you get to meet my whole crazy family. The whole family's coming to Cincinnati, so you'll get to, it'll answer all the questions about this.
So we have people saying they came to the very first one before it was called Elevate. Yes, it used to be called a Smorgasbord of Teaching, but we wanted to take the word teaching out of it. And there's so many teaching conferences out there, right? So we just wanted to call it something totally different. So we racked our brain trying to come up with something different, and Greg came up with, how about Elevate? We wanted to elevate our teaching. We wanted to elevate our classrooms. So we came up with Elevate to take teaching to new heights. So that's how we came up with the new name. We did Chattanooga over the summer. We've branched out now. We're going further out. We did Philly. We're doing Cincinnati. We're doing Boston. We're doing Orlando. We're doing San Diego. Someone was asking if we're going to do Nashville. We might do it again next summer.
We might have something up our sleeves.
We might. We're trying to come up with something fun to do here in Nashville. But we're trying to branch out and go other places, because we had a lot of people that flew to Nashville when we first started doing these conferences. So there's a lot of other cities out there that we would like to get to. So we're thinking maybe hopefully Colorado, maybe hopefully Hawaii, State, maybe. Someone's asking us to come to Puerto Rico. They say that they can get 100 teachers to a conference in Puerto Rico. I'm not so sure. I guess we'll find out. So who knows? Stay tuned. We will announce those on our social media when we come up with the cities and dates. The rain coming in on you.
Still getting wet.
And
okay, we'll power through.
Someone else just mentioned Donors Choose. So yes, you can use Donors Choose to fund a registration to Elevate. Actually, we've had several people do that recently. So if you do that, you're just going to choose Pay by Invoice. Pay by Invoice. It's going to let you use Donors Choose, and then when the check is ready to be written, they just send it directly to us. So it's super simple. let's do some giveaways. Hopefully you guys can still hear us okay, even though the rain is pouring down. So we're going to do another 1-year subscription to ESGI. And so real quick, you know, I love ESGI. I've used it in my classroom for years. It's my #1 classroom must-have. It's a one-on-one online-based assessment tool. You can do it with a laptop. You can do it with an iPad. It takes just a few minutes, saves you tons of time, gives you instant data. It's got amazing reports that you can use in your classroom to really target and differentiate your instruction. Makes parent communication easy. So it's esgisoftware.com. Use the code Smorgie. Get a 60-day free trial, and that code will also save you $40 off of your subscription price. And like I said, it's my #1 must-have, so check it out. It's esgisoftware.com. The code is Smorgie. All right, so somebody's getting ready to win a 1-year subscription for free. So remember, the way you're going to claim your prize is you have to type here in the chat. So listen for your name. If you hear your name, type here in the chat so that we know that you're here. If you already have ESGI, please let us know that you already have it. If you happen to be the winner, let us know that you already have it so that we can give you a different prize, and we can award this prize to someone else that can use it in their classroom. And if you've been watching submissions for Smorgie Live, you know that we have a drum roll that I like to do. It's not really a drum roll. It sounds more like a turkey. But I found a new drum roll. So we're going to see if it will work for us tonight. Hold on. And the winner is Carissa. Carissa, I don't have your last name, but I think it's Carissa Kohler, maybe? Carissa Kohler at ymail.com. Carissa, you have won a 1-year subscription to ESGI. If you're here, please let us know in the chat by typing here. Carissa Kohler. You have won. Yay, Carissa! Congratulations. Now, the next question is, do you already have ESGI? Because if you do, you can't use the 1 year. Krista, do you already have ESGI? So, or if you do or you're not, please let us know in the chat. I don't have it. Yay! Awesome. Congratulations, Krista. So, ESGI will be in touch to let you know how to claim your free year. All right, let's do Finn Books.
Yes.
Shall we?
So earlier tonight, Jeremy from Finn Books joined us. And so Finn Books are guided reading books, leveled readers that Jeremy has written featuring his dog, Finn, which I think is amazing. Makes me want to write some books with the doodles. So check them out, finnbooks.com. I have them in my classroom. They're highly engaging. The kids love them. So check it out, finnbooks.com. Anybody who purchases between now and the end of May will and uses the code Smorgie, you'll get free shipping on your order. So head over to finnbooks.com and get yourself some new leveled readers.
All right, so let's see who's going to win. I don't know why it does that first. The winner is Linda Coletti. Linda Coletti, you are the winner of the Finn Books. We only need one drum roll. Of the Finn Books prize pack. So we'll be in touch to let you know how to claim your prize pack. We'll be in touch with you via email at the email address that you entered in tonight's giveaway. And last but not least, we are giving away a $25 gift certificate to the tksstore.com.
So head over to the tksstore.com, check it out. That will have all of our creations available. Our newest one is our Headed to the Beach sight word game, which my kids are absolutely loving. And I know it's the end of the year, but even more important now than ever to keep the kids focused and engaged for the last days and weeks of school. So head over to the tksstore.com and check it out.
All right, and the winner is Miranda Landshut. Miranda Landshut. if you are here, please type here in the chat so that we can get you your prize. Miranda Landshoot, you have won a $25 gift certificate to the tksstore.com. We just need to know that you're here in the chat. Linda, I got you. Congratulations. Miranda, yay, congratulations. We'll be in touch via email to the email address that you provided and let you know how to claim your prize. All right, thank you to everyone for entering tonight's giveaways. We appreciate it very much. Sorry that it was a little hectic and crazy here toward the end. One of the things that we always do so that we make sure that we get all of the questions in is we do a really quick lightning round. So any questions that didn't get answered earlier in the night, we're going to answer them right now. So I'm going to ask the question to Greg. He's going to answer the question really quick, short and sweet, to the point, right?
Yes.
And then we're on to the next question. We're going to go. We don't have a whole lot because we got, I think the rain kind of messed us up, and so we didn't get a whole lot of questions. I think people were kind of watching, having fun watching us run and try to figure everything out tonight. And if I didn't get your question, yes, Linda, you won. You did. We'll be in touch via email. If you don't hear your answer, don't hear your question asked, type it in the chat really quick, and we'll be sure that I come back and get it. All right, here we go. Question numero uno. From Michelle. Are you doing a book study again this year?
I am. I'm working with Abigail from Kindergarten Chaos, so we'll be announcing something very soon. So we will be doing a book study.
From Laura. What make and take summer projects do you have planned for the summer?
Lots of pool noodle stuff. I've got some PVC pipe stuff I want to do. I'm working on an idea to store the mini erasers. I'm going to be doing a lot of reorganizing of my classroom closet. So that kind of stuff.
From pre-K teacher, you do author studies. If so, which ones? And what do you do during this?
I used to. I don't so much anymore. Eric Carl is one of my favorites to do. And I know there are lots of good resources for author studies on Pinterest and online, but I think they're fantastic. And maybe that'll be something I implement this year.
From Jennifer Poppy. This isn't really a question. I just wanted you to make sure that you knew about it. She said, I attended Elevate Chattanooga last summer, and my year was so much more meaningful. From morning meeting, ABC boot camp, and dance parties. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much. And that's what it's all about. It's really about elevating you and your classroom and hopefully inspiring you to try new things and to have more fun.
From Hey, Jesse. Have you heard of the phonics book Horizon?
I have not.
That's the reading book that my school uses. I have not. From Carmen CC. Do you pay for all the special things you do in your classroom, or do you ask for donations from the parents?
Both. So a lot of it comes out of our pocket, but then we do ask the parents, and we do get some help from the parents.
How do you spell the name of the books? I assume Finn Books. It's F-I-N-N.
Yes.
And so it's just finnbooks.com. See if there's any others up through here. When is Michigan Elevate? That's from Kristen. So Kristen, our Elevate conferences are regional. So Elevate Cincinnati is for you. If we're doing one in Cincinnati, if it's within 6 to 8 hours from you, then that conference is for you. Because Greg is a full-time kindergarten teacher, so we can only do about 4 per year. So we have to make them regional. We can't get to every state. So for Boston, all of the surrounding states there, Boston is for you. For Orlando, all the surrounding states there, that's for you. So for Cincinnati, all the surrounding states there, including Michigan, that conference is for you. So we probably will not be doing an Elevate Michigan at least anytime soon. That doesn't mean, in a couple years from now that we won't do Elevate Michigan and not do Cincinnati. But right now, there's not one planned. So come and join us in Cincinnati. But you need to get signed up right away at elevateyourclassroom.com.
Because there are only like 15 tickets left.
Yes. From Brittany, can I wait and use my ESGI subscription until next year? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. And once the ESGI contacts you, just ask them. And I can't imagine they wouldn't let you. Yeah.
Sorry, Kristen. It has to be Cincinnati because we already have tons of tickets sold for Cincinnati, so it can't be Michigan. And I think that's it. We're using Horizon next year. Do you like it?
I don't use it. I've never heard of it. Maybe she was asking
the person that asked in the chat. Yeah. All right. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us and hanging out.
Yes, Kristen, there's still tickets left for Boston.
And for hanging out with us and putting up with the craziness, the technology, the rain. And I know it's the end of the year for so many of us, and I know we're tired and stressed and overwhelmed, but just hang in there. Make the most of the last few days and weeks in your classroom. Keep having fun. Keep your kids engaged. Keep building those relationships and make the most of the end of the year. And as always, if you need anything, please reach out to us. We're happy to help. Take care of one another, love one another, inspire one another. And we will see you next month for Submissions for Smorgie Live, hopefully without the rain. So yes. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Lulu's saying bye, too.